Well, at long last, I'm actually out in the Peak District. It's coming to the point where the light is closing down. Time is about, what's that, 7:30. So I was going to try and go further, but it isn't going to happen, quite simply because there are two things. One, it's a bit too late, and it keeps raining. And guess what? While I was doing a load of paperwork this afternoon, I thought to myself, I must remember to put my waterproofs in my backpack. Did I remember? Oh no. So I've got wet a couple of times, but it's all right, I'm drying off again. It's lovely and warm. So there's two little places that I know I can wild camp that's pretty near, because the last thing I want to do is get soaking wet by doing a long hike. I don't mind setting up in the dark, it's not that, it's just I'm going to be miserable and I'm out for the fun of it. So, and I've got to get back for about 6 o'clock in the morning anyway, maybe a little bit later if I'm fortunate, but I should be back earlier because I've got loads of things to do tomorrow. But that was no excuse to try and get out tonight. So yeah, I'm out. So I'll leave it at that. And I will speak to you once I set up in either 1 or 2 spots. See you then. Right guys, well, we got here in the end. It didn't take too long to put the tarp up. Nice little setup. Hardly any wind, if any. I'm supposed to pick up a little bit, but I don't mind. Yes, some midges, but I'm just that type of attractive guy that the midges want to be around. And as you know, I love midges. So, did I make the right decision, despite the fact I got wet a couple of times, to come out tonight, even though I got to be back early in the morning? Yes, I did. I'm already enjoying it. And I need practice with tarps anyway. Tents are easy to set up. Tarps can be a little awkward to do. And not always the easiest things to set up, especially as it's basically a very airy environment having a tarp, the way I've set it up. But I'm a real hot sleeper, and to be truthful, I've been suffering with the heat in the apartment, so I'm quite happy with this. It's going to be a nice night, God willing, you know. So yeah, why not? Gonna have a nice cup of coffee now, and hopefully, if I remember rightly, have I left it there? Yes, I have. Typical joys of camping. Nothing's ever properly at hand. So where are we? Here we are. So you can now see the actual tent set up, or the tarp set up. I can sit up here quite easily. I am rather exposed to a certain degree, but I can always drop these trekking poles down and drop down the sides. Also, just in case it does become ferocious with rain, I do have a bivvy bag that I can put over this. I don't expect to use it, but just in case, you know, it's there if I need it. Yeah, so that was quite handy actually for getting this, because it meant I could show you to scale the size that I'm dealing with regards to the tarp. A bit like Blue Peter this, isn't it? Well, I haven't got one that I've made earlier. There you go, that was quick. In you go. Yeah, it's a fire maple. I think this is the Mars stove. So look how red that's got already. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not going to pick it up to show you. Always whistles for some reason. But I don't mind, it can whistle. And again, typical, it's not like being in the kitchen where everything's to hand. Here we go, because in the end I've got to get my coffee. And here we go, I'm back again. These pads are really handy, nail pad. Now, when I came to putting the airbed up, all around here are branches with thorns. So I cleared the area a bit. You don't want the thorns in your airbed at night. and you don't want them stuck in your bum in the morning. I think that's very, very important little tip. And there's one thing you'll find from Mr. Nobody's Wild Camping Adventures: don't take any of my advice. All right, my camping adventures can be very hilarious, but they're basically how not to wild camp. I think that's the best way to look at them. Yeah, and I love a laugh. Yeah, I love a little adventure. And as you've noticed with my shorts, I love jokes. I like having a laugh, and I love filming. So look at me. Okay, bit of snow that was, not dandruff. Right, okay, that's how quick this is really fast. So yeah, I love my jokes and I love filming. So as I'm not able, because of circumstances, to be getting out all the time, I put up loads of shorts of quick walks in the morning, in the woods and whatever, and I tell jokes. And I do apologise if any of you really don't like that, but it's my channel. Yeah, I don't get a lot of subscribers compared to others. I don't care. You know, I mean, I do appreciate it. It's nice to know that people are actually appreciating it or enjoying the laugh. But in the end, there's far better people to follow than me. If you just want pure wild camping. And I'm terrible at names. There's Dave. I forget what Dave's. He does the. He does beehives as well. He's which is fascinating. You need to watch that. You see him on Facebook. On the Facebook group is Wild Camping Peak District, and Dave's there. The Hengus Wild Camps. He's great. He's a down to earth guy. Really good at talking to people, and he's given me a lot of encouragement. There's Sarah B. She is a very good wild camper. She's been doing it for a little while now, and she's has some really honest conversations, you know, and some practical advice for the ladies as well as the men. And she's a real star when it comes to showing that there's nothing to be afraid of out here. You know, I always say this: if you act like a victim, you'll be a victim, you know. And Sarah B in no way acts like a victim. And why shouldn't women be able to go out on the moors, Peak District? I mean, the criminals, they love their city centres and they like the kicking out times at pubs and clubs. I know, because I do some managing of the odd one, and I've worked on the doors for many decades until I retired, so I know all about that. There's no one out here that's going to do you any harm, and to be fair, most of these criminals, they don't like open spaces. It scares them stiff. They like the city life, yeah, lots of noise and all that. This is scare them stiff being out here, so I won't worry about that. Yeah, so just heard a pheasant. I think the pheasant was going, will you shut up, I'm trying to sleep. So yeah, oh, excuse me for licking my spoon, but yeah, so now I've got myself a lovely caramel coffee. I love my caramel coffees. Now this shows a 62-year-old man trying to get up when there's no blood in his feet. Look at, oh, that's better, that's better. So I'll come a bit nearer to the camera now. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Yeah, I've seen a little thing down here. It's called a ground mark, and it says on it, York's Survey Supply Centre. Wow, best not move that, as all the survey maps will be wrong. So that's my setup, all my stuff, all my snacks for tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up early because I've got back to work in the morning. Now, if it starts to come down rain and there's wind, I can always drop these poles to a shorter height and bring the edge down. Bring the edge down. At the back we're totally protected, so if the wind starts coming from this way and the rain's hitting this way, then it doesn't matter about this. It's totally covered. But it's a pretty good setup. There's no wind at the moment, which is brilliant. You know, I was umming and ahhing about coming out, but I'm quite pleased that I come out. And there's two reasons why I've not put it directly underneath the tree. It's the same as though I don't put my car underneath trees. If the birds in the morning decide to have a jolly well sit on the perches, and while they're there, relieve themselves of anything that's in their bowl. It's going to go all over my top. So it's not always good to be directly under trees if you can help it. So as you can see, I've mainly kept away from the trees. But yeah, you may not realise it, this telephone is very, very good for light. That's why I'm using it now. The Osmo Action 4 is no good for light when it's low light, I don't think. Not in these circumstances. You know, you're having to do post editing to try and get rid of the noise. My camcorder is not too bad, but why bother? Why bother? So I ain't gone too far to this wild camp, but as I said, it's a case of needs must. I've got to get up early, I've got to get back home, but it was still worth coming out, wasn't it? 2 items I always take out with me. One is the tactical torch, very powerful. As you can see, lights up quite far away, very handy if I have any surprises. That'll put people off. And also I bring this tactical. I used it today to cut some of the guy ropes, but it's very sharp. I'm very good at sharpening knives. It's a buck knife. Is it street legal? No, of course not. The blade's too long to be street legal. Just over, it's about 3.5 inches, I think, the blade. It's got to be 3 inches or less. I would never take this on the street, but I have a reason, a lawful reason to use it out here. But of course it's a pocket knife, so I can't do it with one hand. It folds, it goes in there, nice leather thing. I don't even put it on my sheath, I don't even put it on my belt. I put it inside the backpack, being sensible. So yeah, 2 items I find very useful. It's coming on to 4:30, and it's starting to get light. You can't see it as much because obviously I've got a torch that's reflecting off this, so it takes away the light out here. It makes that area darker, but it is actually getting lighter. Heavy mist, but yeah, so compared to other times when it comes to sleeping and having a good sleep, I only woke up once, and that was to go pee-pee. Other than that, that was it. So relaxing. And I've got this new cushion, so it's like you can pull this cord here and make it much more compressed, like that, and then it makes it more of a compressed cushion, and I use that in combination with my other cushion, like I said, an air cushion, and it gives me a right support on the head, and it's brilliant. That now I'm not going to keep this going for long because I'm attracting all the midges in regards to the speaking, but yeah, so I got work today, so I need to give it maybe another half hour, and then I'm gonna go and pack up and make my way through the mist to the car. Time to have our morning constitution in regards to a cup of coffee. Jolly nice, and it is jolly nice. There's a thick mist that's come down. I won't be too keen to be up on them hills too high because you ain't going to see more than your arm in length. Well, I can see a bit further than that, thank goodness. I can see the wall over there. So yes, and the old midges, they can see me. Jolly nice though. Just listen to the birds. I can hear the birds tweeting in the tree, which is a good reason why. As I said, I didn't put this tarp underneath the tree branches because they might decide to be relaxed that much and so happy they release their bowels all over my top, which means it's another job of washing it when I get home. So that is why I didn't do that. I can hear the pheasants, and last night I could hear frogs and I could hear crickets, so it was an unusually pleasant sound. But yeah, really enjoyed myself. Right, I think it's time for a joke. So I laugh at my own jokes. I was digging a hole in the garden, and I was digging it pretty deep, and I then found a box full of gold coins. I was so excited, I started to run to my wife, and then I remembered why I was digging the hole. You don't get that. Well, I'm not going to insult anyone. When I told my wife that, she didn't smile, not once. Right, time to finish my coffee and then pack up. I'll see you in a sec. Oh, what a night. A lovely, lovely, lovely night. The Intrepid Explorer has done his deed. He has conquered, he has been, and now he's going to go back home. Yes, mind the guy ropes, but it is time for me to pack the tent, I was just about to say, the tarp up, leave no trace, and go. So we've got to the point where we've packed up, and it's the same old adage, and it's something that I don't mind repeating again and again and again. Leave no trace. So all we have to do is pick up the camera. As you can see, I was dealing with these beautiful little brambly areas, so we're quite clear here. I never cut any of the brambly areas, just remove the dead sticks. I wouldn't do that. It's life, isn't it? So this is where I had my tarp, and there is nothing left here, no trace. And within half an hour all this grass will be back up, saying hello to the sun. I didn't even hurt Mr. Slug. Lovely area. I'm so pleased I didn't park underneath the trees, because I think the birds most definitely would have been doing what they normally do, having a bit of fun. But the mist is clearing now. It's still there, but it's clearing. And I got my friend here. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, he recognised me. He stopped. He'll start again. He's bloody well been going on for about an hour, so he'll start again, won't ya? So as I was saying, lovely little place. Clearly the midges are all on holiday here, but again, it is what it is. You can't help that. Just wondering what that is. Well, bit of sheep's wool. Yeah, I think they've been scratching their backs there. Didn't hear any today. It's the old birch, isn't it? Silver birch, I think. So yeah, so we're all clear. That red tag, by the way, is my compass. I know you think I don't bother with a map and a compass because I'm always lost, but I do have a map and a compass. Do I use it? Well, clearly not, because I'm always lost, but I have got it. Trust me, I'm an adventurer. All I can say is thank you very much for coming with me on my little adventure. And by the way, can you hear that? That phone for 2 years is going off as an alarm when I never ever need it. And when I need it, it never goes off. It should have gone off about, what, 4:30. I did wake up, but that didn't go off. So it's got nothing to do with, thank you very much for coming with me. Mr. Nobody's Wild Camping Adventures. See you again. Bloody phone. Oh, I can't be bothered. I don't know where I put it.